Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I have a rather different gameplay for you because this is a tank that I honestly never ever thought I would play. However, the Valentine Mk.1 has surprised me quite a bit. The whole reason why I first started playing this tank is because I was once sitting in the hangar just not really doing anything, basically just messing around in the hangar a bit, and I came to this tank, and I suddenly realized to myself, at a battle rating of 2.3, 60 millimeters of armor all around the tank is actually pretty damn good if you angle it correctly. Which is why I decided, you know what, I'll give it a go. And the very first game was quite impressive. So, this is why I started playing the Valentine Mk.1. Because quite honestly, it is a little beast. Now, obviously, it has some weak spots, one of them being, if you get penetrated, you will almost always get one-shotted because it only has 3 crew members. But then again, if you can make the armor work, it is a very, very good tank. Now, enough of me rambling on, let's actually get into the gameplay. Now, I already killed myself a Gepard a little while ago, and just now I managed to get myself another kill on a Stug 3A. Now, the German tanks and also the SPAs are quite dangerous because if they face you flat on, then they can definitely pen you, especially the short 75 with heat. Now, while I was shooting at this BT tank here, I suddenly see 2 more tanks coming out of the spawn. I first shoot at the Zis because if I take out his driver, I should have enough time to take care of the Panzer III. Now, I take out the Panzer III with one shot, which is quite rare, and, well, to be honest, this BT has no hope of doing anything to me, because last I checked, the highest penetrating shell has only around 60 millimeters of penetration, probably give or take 10 millimeters, but still, if I angle the tank well enough, he shouldn't be a threat. Now, I check the spawn again, and there's a little gas, but he's gonna escape from us, because that is one thing about this tank, it is not very fast. Even though it is a pretty small tank, the engine that is actually in the tank is not very good. Now, I push up basically right to their spawn because that is where their cap circle is, so I can't really do anything else than push up there. Now I see Panzer coming out of the spawn, and he was spawn protected for the first shot, but the second shot came in just fine. Now I did some damage to him, nothing too critical, and he's actually going to get away for a little bit because I get distracted by a gas. Now I tried to shoot the engine, but I just got a hit. I have no clue where that ended up, but it doesn't really matter. Now I take out the commander and I pepper the driver with my machine gun, but it doesn't really do that much. Now at this point I was contemplating what to do, either go down this broken part of the wall or go back down the ramp, but I decided to go down the broken part of the wall because this thing in reverse manages to do a stunning 2 kilometers an hour, which is, well, pretty bad, and at that point you really start thanking the other notoriously bad tanks for their reverse, such as the Panther and the Comet, for their pretty fast reverse. Now, this part of the recording I do apologize for because there was a little bit of an issue with my game. It lagged out a bit and I had to restart the recording. But nothing really important happened either way. We basically start off exactly where we left off. I take out the T-26 and there's still that Panzer III that I actually really want to kill because he's taken quite a lot of rounds, and with APCR, the Panzer IIIs with the either short or long 50mm can cause some problems for your tank. Now this time I do finally take out the driver and I just pepper the gunner with my machine gun. Now that they have been cleared out, I proceed to move up. I check behind me because it is always good to know where your reinforcements are at. And I'm going to try and make my way to the Bravo point that we have to capture. Now, there is another Panzer that spawned in. Missed my first shot. Second shot on the move I do hit him, but it does no damage. Third shot, I try and aim nicely, take out the gunner, and, well, he gets taken out before I can finish the kill on him. Now, I realize that A is being captured, and that we don't really have anyone at A. So, I am thinking of going back right now, but I'm, at this point, still contemplating because the Valentine is a really, really slow tank, as I said before. And, well, on my way back, my very short way back, I get shot in the engine by a Panzer IV. Now, how this guy did not kill me, I do not know. I take a shot at him, and this is one thing that I see a lot of guys do, is when they get set on fire, they immediately put out the fire, which in most cases is a death sentence, because he just gets more time to reload. I would always advise to try and take a shot at him first, because at that point you actually have a stand a chance of surviving. But again, I have no clue how that guy did not manage to kill me. Now, while I'm repairing, a Su-76 spawned in front of us, and I'm thinking here to try and ram him, but I get shot in the side again. Now, I don't pay too much attention to it because I really wanted to kill this guy. Now, I put a shot into him that really doesn't do very much. I turn my turret around, but I notice that this guy only penned me once and is still not penetrating me, and I'm thinking to myself, this might be the same guy, and it actually is. So, well, I mean, he set me on fire twice, but that was all he managed to do. Now, after this repair, I decide to try and go back to base to try and defend the cap, but in the end our team holds it together pretty well, and I head back over to Bravo to assist in the capture of their base. But that will take a little bit of time, so I'm going to put a jump cut here just to save some time. Now what I decided to do is to go up on the wall to try and give overview for the guy that is now capturing the base. Now I spot a gas truck, and I first hit the loader, which is already dead, but then he turns his turret. I shoot in the exact same place, but because of him moving the turret, the gunner was now precisely in the right place. Now, the one guy that is capping there is pretty exposed. He's in a little ditch, so he has relatively little oversight. So that is what I'm basically trying to give him here. Because this guy right now is basically the only guy that is trying to win the game for us, because he's in the capture circle. And that is when I spot a little Panzer III trying to interrupt the capture, put one shot into the machine gunner, which doesn't do that much. The second shot doesn't do any damage, the third shot goes into the turret, taking out the gunner and commander, and the fourth shot finishes him off. Now that is going to be it regarding the gameplay, because nothing much really happens. He just captures the base, and that is basically it. I do spot another tank, but I am not going to be able to shoot at him anymore. But just a quick conclusion of this tank. At first, I really didn't think I would ever see myself play a Valentine. And, well, I can tell you one thing, this tank, in a very short span of time, has become one of my more favorite vehicles, especially in the British tech tree, to play, even though it is such a low BR and you are kind of clubbing. It is nice, every once in a while, to really be able to rack up the 10 plus kill games, which this was one of them. So that is going to be the end of the video for today. I do hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.